might have been different. But my older sisters were with him. That's when my world changed. Danny, your mother passed away in her sleep about an hour ago. I thought this was a dream, for it seemed like the perfect atmosphere for one. I realized, however, no dream could ever be this horrifying. The first thing that popped into my mind after she told me this was, why did this have to happen to me? Have I done anything to deserve this? It greatly sent my head into turmoil, so I lay back down. I knew that one day it would happen, and that I'd have to endure it, but I never expected it to happen so soon, or that it would leave me this miserable. How can my mom, who made me who I am with all of her boring but influential lessons on how to behave, leave at such an early point in my life? The most kind, loving person I've ever known is gone. I can still remember her making what I call the special popcorn before we watched one of our favorite movies. Little moments like that seem like such glorious memories to me now. Some days I wish I could have just one moment back, just to hear her voice and see her face again. I know I'm only 15, but it feels like my life flew by like a bullet. She had made such an important impact in my life, and now she was gone. Her 20 years of fighting breast cancer had slowly made her life more and more painful and challenging. Her cancer had slowly deteriorated her ability to do simple things on her own, like walking upstairs or walking in general. Whenever she needed something, I would drop whatever I was doing and be there for a minute to assist her. Every night, I'd help adjust her pillow so that she'd be comfortable in her sleep, another thing that wasn't easy for her. The worst part was, I've never had to experience such a devastating event like that before. I didn't know how to handle it, or even what to do. If there was any good that came out of this, it was her suffering was finally over. It had affected my whole family in one way or another, but when she died, it felt like the suffering was handed on to the rest of us. However, we all came together and helped each other through. No one saw it coming, not even the doctors. They said that the situation had shown no signs that her condition had become so serious. It shocked everyone. After I dozed off, I woke up at about 7 a.m. I was still extremely tired and miserable. As I woke up, I encountered my church's pastor, Father Robert. He welcomed me with a warm smile and expressed his condolences for what had just happened. He always liked to joke about me or discuss sports whenever I talked to him. My father and he discussed how to deliver the news to my grandma, who had no idea what had happened. They agreed that Father would take my sister to my grandma's apartment at Charlestown and to deliver the news in person. I couldn't imagine her response. After they left to go see my grandma, I bowed my head and prayed that my mom would be in heaven without any trouble. That day, April 6, 2012, was opening day for the Orioles. My dad and I had originally planned to go to Camden Yards and enjoy some baseball. With the situation at hand, I wouldn't go at all, even if I wanted to. I was reasoning with my dad to let me stay home. Go to the game, Danny. Your brother will tell you. You need to get away from this and take a break. It'll take your mind off what has happened, I promise. Just as my dad promised, it helped me get my mind off of things. We ended up winning, but that wasn't the highlight of the game for me. The most ironic part was that my mom's ex-boyfriend, Chris Hoyles, brought the opening pitch for the 20th anniversary of Camden Yards. It's funny to me because whenever my dad would mention it, she'd always be mad at him for doing so, as if it was a bad memory. She never did like to talk about her past with Chris. Also, another ironic part of that day was that it was Good Friday, which helped me realize maybe God chose this day for a specific reason, one that I will never know, but will always make me keep asking why. The days and weeks ahead were difficult. They felt like she was just visiting a friend, or would be back within the hour. Oftentimes, I would wait for her, only to be crushed by the realization of her passing. When it was time for her viewing, I was partially comfortable, nervous, and troubled. It consisted of 2 days, both the time in the afternoon and the evening, but 2 hours long for friends and family to visit. All whom I encountered at the funeral home expressed their condolences and told me that if I ever needed anything, I could call them. The thing that confused me was when someone said, "I know how you feel." In all honesty, they didn't know how I felt at all. Other than that, it went smoothly. I caught up with many people whom I haven't seen in a while. Occasional moments came where I wanted to be alone and cry, but my friends and family helped me through it all, and I will always be grateful for that. It has been over a year since her passing to this day. It hasn't been easy, yet I know that she and God are watching not only over me, but all who have been touched by her.